Hey, welcome back, and today we're looking at secret number 3 for pro goalies and how they get to where they are. And so secret number 3 is that they don't do steady state cardio anymore. They don't go for a 5-mile run or an hour-long run because they're on the ice for an hour. They don't ride the bike for 40 or 50 or 60 minutes. They do more specific training, and I know some of you are like, oh yeah, I know that. I do HIIT training all the time, high intensity interval training. That's a part of it, but it still misses the boat because it's not specific. What a goalie, what a goalie has to do on the ice is nothing like riding a bicycle or running at the track or jumping rope or doing box jumps or things like that. It's so dynamic. The movement patterns are so different, and there's a big element of muscle stamina in there. So that's kind of how the pro goalies, again, the ones that sort of get it and flip the switch, and as they get to higher levels, they keep getting better and better, rather than being that goalie that has tons of potential. Then it's like, man, why, how come they never seem to sort of live up to what they were, what we thought they would be? Because they don't sort of make this connection and flip the switch. They want to just keep doing what they've always done because they think, well, it's got me this far. So let's head down to the lab. It's another home-based workout because a lot of us are stuck at home with the COVID right now. So home-based workout, minimal or no equipment. Let's head down into the lab. Nice to get some fresh air. We sort of have 3 basic different energy systems, and I'm not going to go through all of them now, but different types of training give you different adaptations and help you use those different energy systems more efficiently. So and I know some of you are watching and you'd be like, oh yeah, I know high intensity interval training, I do that already, I know that is and that's a part of it, but it still isn't riding the bike or running the track. What you have to do is so different. The movements involved are so different. The muscles involved are so different. The way you use your muscles is so different. That's what I'm going to give you today. I'm going to give you an at-home goalie-specific stamina workout. You'll see what I mean when we get rolling here. That you're actually going to feel the results, and you're going to feel like, oh yeah, that's pretty much how my legs burn, when I'm at the end of a penalty kill or something like that. So that's where we're going today. That's what the mission is. I'm going to put on my knee pads. Maybe you can go grab yours out of your hockey bag. It's not a must-have, but it's a probably should-have. It'll make the circuit go a little bit smoother. So you go grab your knee pads. I'll put on my knee pads, and we'll meet right back here in about a minute. In this nasty little circuit, there are going to be 5 different movements, and we're going to start doing each movement for 10 seconds, but moving right from one to the next without rest. When I do these, if you have the room, don't break something in your house, I like to use my stick to hold my stick because then I can kind of pay a little bit of attention when my brain is still working before I get so tired that I start to lose mental capacity. What I'm doing with my stick when I'm doing some of the more specific movement patterns. So it's up to you whether you watch or not. I would just suggest, if you don't use your stick, at least kind of keep your hands a little bit in front of you and try to keep them pretty stationary. I don't want you using your hands to be generating a whole lot of power, because that isn't specific to what we need to do. Really, the load has to be on your legs to do all these movements. I'll walk you through each pattern individually, and then we'll kind of go through the whole circuit once together. So the first movement is just a low lateral shuffle. So I need to stay low in my legs. I need to shuffle. I'm looking to where I would be going. I'm shuffling that way. From there, I'm going to go into an alternate knee recovery. So I'm going to go down, down, up, up. Now I'm going to lead with my other leg. So I alternate what leg I lead with, and I'm going to do that for 10 seconds. Notice how I'm keeping my body nice and quiet. After the knee recoveries, I'm going to go straight into what I call a post hold. So getting really low in this leg, almost like I'm leaning against the post, like the puck's behind the net or in the corner. I'm staying low here, and I'm holding that position for for 10 seconds, thinking again, where should my stick be, where should my glove be? Then it's right over to the other side. Watching, looking, staying low in that leg, so I'm ready to push. The next transition is straight into a squat jump to a shuffle. I'm going to be a little careful because I've got a low ceiling here in the lab, but it's going to be squat jump, shuffle, squat jump, shuffle, squat jump, shuffle for 10 seconds. If you have the head space, you want to be jumping as high as you can, transitioning right into those quick shuffles. After you finish your squat jump shuffles, then you're just going to come into a really low squat and hold position for the last 10 seconds. So how can we grade this? It's going to get all of you breathing hard. Some of you, that's going to be like, holy smokes, I'm gassed. Some of you are going to be like, okay, that wasn't too bad. Especially if you've kind of been doing this style of training. If you're one of the ones who finds, yeah, that wasn't too bad, then do it twice through without any rest. Then you'll take about a 2 to 3 minute rest and go again. The goal is to repeat this circuit 5 times. So if you're like, holy, that's really hard, I'm gassed, then you'll do it once through. You'll rest for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Then you'll go again. Your goal is to get through it 5 times. If you're like, no, that wasn't too bad, you'll do it 2 times in a row. Then you'll rest for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you'll go again and again. Your goal is to get it up to do 5 circuits through. As you go through, we're not sure how long we'll be stuck inside. So as you go through and you're doing it back to back 5 times, and you're like, wow, that's actually not as hard as it used to be. Then you can go up to 15 seconds at each station. But really pay attention to your technique. So, you know, when you're doing your shuffles, like, where should I be looking? Am I leading with my hands in my head? When I do my squat jump, am I getting nice and low in my shuffle? When I do my knee recoveries, are they crisp? Is my upper body quiet? You can't lose those bad habits just for the sake of making yourself tired. So be deliberate with it as you go. Okay, I'm gonna get winded now. I'm gonna start my timer. We can go through it together. I'll try to coach you through it. It's a little bit hard, so you're gonna, probably write out on a piece of paper, okay, what's the next movement? Let me start my timer, and then we're gonna hit it. Okay, so let's get this straight. We're going to do low shuffles, alternate knee recoveries, into post holds, to squat jump lateral shuffle, to squat and hold, and that will be 1 circuit through. So I'm just gonna wait till we get here to an even number. 3, 2, 1, shuffling. Next up is alternate knee recovery. Staying nice and low, leading with my hands in my head, alternate knee recovery. And I'm trying to alternate the leg that I start and finish with. Gotta think about it a little bit. Now I'm into my post hold. So I'm staying low, even exaggerating how low I am. Looking behind, check out in front, checking the clock. Now I can come across. Where should your stick be? Where would your glove be? Checking the clock. It's gonna be squat, jump, shuffle, squat, jump, shuffle, squat, jump, shuffle, squat, jump. Getting up as high as you can. Now squat and hold. 3, 2, 1. So it's a good burn. Again, you scale it to what suits your level of fitness right now. I'm gonna catch my breath, and then I'll tell you what's coming next. So there you go. That was fun. Eh? It's a good. It feels good. You can see how. Well, and it's actually not as boring, right? As just sitting on the bike. Like, you can't watch Young and the Restless while you do it, which I guess downside for some of you, but you know, it feels good, and it feels like, yeah, that's what I kind of have to do on the ice. I also like that you sort of have to think, like, what's next? Where am I supposed to go? I've got some other drills that'll really challenge that. We'll get to it later, but you know, I think that's really helpful as well. So we're gonna keep doing what we can do. I know it's kind of a scary time for lots of us. Like, yeah, I'm just like you. Like, I have a small business. I don't know what's gonna happen. We have a mortgage and everything else. But all we can do is sort of look out for one another, bring that community spirit. I can't help but think, I will often think back to World War II when London, England was bombed at night, you know, and people would sleep in bomb shelters overnight and then get up and go to work. And so, you know, we're not, you know, we're not anywhere near that. So yeah, stick together, control what you can control. And I know goaltending's so important to you. It's important to me too. So this is one thing we can control that is actually going to make us a better goalie. We have the blessing of not, you know, I've got to be on the ice, and then I have practice, and then I've got this, and I got to do my team workout. Right now, we can work on some things that are really going to build an amazing foundation for you, almost force you to try these different ways of training that are going to be more effective than what you're currently doing, so that you can really see the improvement. So we're all in this together. I will catch you tomorrow with day 4, the 4th secret of pro goalies. Cheers.